My friends, life is full of trials. We all face hardships, pain, loss, disappointment. But let me tell you something, the world is not waiting to hear about your problems. People are too consumed with their own struggles. Complaining will not change your circumstances, only action will. There are two types of people in this world, those who dwell on their problems and those who rise above them. Which one will you be? When you tell people your problems, you may get sympathy, but sympathy won't solve your struggles. Instead of talking about your pain, use it to build strength. Use it to push forward. Use it to inspire. The world is not waiting to hear your problems. It moves on regardless of your struggles, your pain, or your disappointments. This might sound harsh, but it is a reality that once understood can set you free. Everyone around you has their own battles, their own burdens, and their own challenges. People may listen for a moment, they may nod in sympathy, but eventually they return to their own lives, their own concerns. The truth is, no one will carry your burdens for you. The weight of your problems rests on your own shoulders, and it is your responsibility to either let it crush you or use it to grow stronger. Many people believe that sharing their struggles repeatedly will bring them relief. They look for comfort in others, hoping someone will offer a solution or lighten their load. But too often, they find that while some may listen, few truly care enough to change their circumstances. People are naturally drawn to strength, not weakness. Those who constantly speak about their hardships often push others away, while those who rise above their struggles inspire and attract. Life is not about how much suffering you can share with the world, it is about how much strength you can develop from it. The most successful individuals in history were not the ones who sat and told everyone about their problems. They were the ones who took action. They turned obstacles into opportunities, pain into power, and rejection into redirection. They understood that the world does not stop for anyone's sorrow. Instead of expecting the world to feel sorry for them, they chose to make the world take notice of their perseverance. This does not mean that you should never seek help or guidance. There is wisdom in seeking counsel from those who can provide real solutions. But there is a difference between seeking wisdom and simply complaining. One leads to growth. The other leads to stagnation. True strength comes not from telling people about your struggles, but from showing them how you overcame them. Your greatest testimony is not in the pain you endured, but in the victory you achieved despite it. When you spend your energy talking about your problems, you give them power over you. You become a prisoner of your own words, reinforcing your difficulties rather than breaking free from them. Instead, if you shift your focus to solutions, to action, and to faith, you begin to reclaim your strength. The world is not waiting to hear your problems, but it will listen to your success story. It will take notice when you rise above your difficulties and achieve something great. The choice is yours. You can either spend your time telling the world about your problems, or you can spend your time working towards a future where those problems no longer define you. In the end, it is not your struggles that will be remembered, it is how you responded to them. Complaining doesn't change circumstances. It may provide temporary relief, a fleeting moment of sympathy from others or an outlet to express frustration, but in the end, it does nothing to alter reality. Words of complaint do not rebuild broken dreams, they do not erase hardship, and they certainly do not move a person forward. They only keep the mind trapped in the same cycle of negativity, reinforcing the problem rather than solving it. When a person constantly complains, they develop a mindset of helplessness. They begin to see themselves as victims of their circumstances rather than individuals with the power to create change. Instead of looking for ways to overcome challenges, they focus on what is wrong, what is unfair, and how difficult life has become. This mindset drains energy, consumes time, and prevents any real progress. A person who complains about their situation day after day remains stuck in it, while those who take action move forward. Life is filled with difficulties, and no one is exempt from struggle. Everyone at some point faces loss, failure, disappointment, and setbacks. However, the difference between those who succeed and those who remain in the same place is how they respond to adversity. While one person spends their days complaining about how unfair life is, another spends their time finding solutions, working hard, and pushing forward despite the odds. Complaining does not make problems disappear. It only magnifies them. making them seem larger than they actually are. Moreover, complaining creates an atmosphere of negativity. It not only affects the individual, but also those around them. No one is drawn to someone who constantly speaks of problems without offering solutions. People are naturally inspired by those who rise above their difficulties, who remain strong in the face of adversity, and who demonstrate resilience instead of weakness. Constant complaining repels opportunities, relationships, and even inner peace. It reinforces frustration rather than easing it, making circumstances feel even more unbearable. Time spent complaining is time wasted. Every moment spent talking about a problem without working toward a solution is a moment lost. The most effective way to change any circumstance is to take action. Instead of saying, "This is unfair," ask, "What can I do to change this?" Instead of saying, "I have nothing," ask, "What can I create?" This shift in mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones, pain into growth, and failure into lessons. The truth is, circumstances do not change because we speak negatively about them. They change when we decide to take control of our own lives. Complaining may feel justified, and it may even bring temporary comfort, but it offers no real progress. If change is what you seek, action is the only answer. The sooner a person realizes this, the sooner they can break free from the cycle of frustration and step into a life of purpose, strength, and victory. Use your struggles as fuel. Every challenge, every setback, every painful moment carries within it the potential to make you stronger. Life is not meant to be easy. It is meant to shape you, to test you, and to refine you. Struggles are not meant to break you, but to prepare you for something greater. Those who succeed in life are not the ones who never face hardship, but the ones who turn their hardships into stepping stones towards something better. Pain is a powerful force. It can either destroy a person or build them into something unshakable. The difference lies in how it is used. Some people allow their struggles to define them in a negative way, believing that they are victims of circumstances beyond their control. They let disappointment drain their motivation, let failures convince them to give up, and let obstacles convince them that success is impossible. But others take those same struggles and turn them into fuel. They use pain as a driving force to push harder, to work smarter, and to fight stronger. They refuse to let their difficulties weaken them. Instead, they allow those difficulties to sharpen their resolve. Struggles come in many forms: financial hardship, personal loss, rejection, failure, loneliness. Each one has the power to either hold you back or push you forward. The choice is always yours. Some of the most inspiring stories in history are of people who faced unimaginable difficulties but refused to be defeated by them. They did not allow their struggles to consume them. They used them as motivation to rise. When life knocked them down, they stood back up, not just with resilience, but with more determination than before. There is a lesson in every struggle. Pain teaches patience, failure teaches perseverance, and rejection teaches resilience. If struggles are embraced as part of the journey rather than as an excuse to quit, they become the very thing that propels a person towards success. Many people wish for an easy life free of challenges, but a life without struggle is a life without growth. A muscle that is never challenged never becomes strong. A mind that never faces difficulties never becomes wise. A heart that never endures pain never learns true strength. Every great achievement is born out of struggle. Without challenges, there is no progress. Without obstacles, there is no opportunity for greatness. Those who understand this do not run from hardship. They face it head on, knowing that within every trial lies the potential for transformation. Struggles are not meant to weaken you. They are meant to ignite the fire within you. They are the fuel that drives persistence, the force that builds character, and the test that reveals true strength. Instead of resenting them, embrace them. Instead of fearing them, use them. Let every struggle you face become the fuel that pushes you forward, making you stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever before. Strong people don't let their struggles define them. Life is full of challenges, and no one is exempt from hardship. Some face loss, others experience failure, and many endure rejection, disappointment, and pain. But strength is not measured by the absence of struggle. It is measured by how a person responds to it. Those who are truly strong refuse to let their difficulties shape their identity. They do not see themselves as victims of circumstances, as individuals who have the power to rise above any hardship. Struggles are a part of life, but they are not the whole story. A moment of failure does not mean a lifetime of defeat. A season of pain does not mean a future without joy. Those who allow their struggles to define them remain trapped in the past, unable to move forward. They identify themselves with their problems, constantly reliving their suffering instead of learning from it. But those who are strong understand that struggle is temporary, and they refuse to let a difficult chapter define their entire book. Strength is not found in avoiding struggles, but in overcoming them. Every hardship is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to develop resilience. Those who refuse to be defined by their struggles take control of their own narratives. They do not let pain write their story. They write their own story through perseverance and determination. They may stumble, they may fall, but they always get back up. They understand that struggles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones leading them towards something greater. People who allow struggles to define them often fall into a mindset of helplessness. They believe that their past failures, their losses, or their difficulties have permanently shaped their destiny. But the truth is, no situation is permanent unless it is accepted as such. Strong individuals refuse to be held back by what has happened to them. They focus on what they can control, on what they can change, and on how they can move forward. They know that circumstances may be tough, but their response to those circumstances is what truly matters. History is filled with examples of people who refuse to be defined by their struggles. Some of the greatest leaders, inventors, and visionaries in the world faced unimaginable hardships. They were rejected, ridiculed, and faced failure after failure. But instead of accepting defeat, they used those struggles as fuel to push forward. Their strength was not in their circumstances, but in their ability to rise above. Pain and struggle will always be a part of life, but they do not have to define who a person is. Strength is found in refusing to be labeled by hardship and standing tall even when life tries to break you down. Those who are truly strong do not let struggles dictate their identity. They use their challenges as a path to greatness. They are not victims of their past. They are architects of their future. Seek guidance, not validation. Many people spend their lives searching for approval, hoping that others will recognize their worth, support their decisions, and validate their emotions. They look for constant reassurance that they are on the right path, that their struggles are understood, and that their choices are acceptable. But the truth is, validation does not bring real progress. It may feel comforting in the moment, but it does not provide solutions, wisdom, or strength. Seeking validation keeps a person dependent on the opinions of others, while seeking guidance leads to real growth and transformation. Validation is often temporary. People may offer kind words, sympathy, or encouragement, but none of that changes reality. It does not provide the knowledge or tools needed to move forward. Too many people waste valuable time waiting for approval instead of taking action. They hesitate to make important decisions because they fear criticism or rejection. They allow self-doubt to control them, constantly seeking reassurance instead of trusting in their ability to learn, adapt, and grow. But the strongest individuals understand that progress is not found in the approval of others. It is found in seeking wisdom, understanding, and direction. Guidance, unlike validation, provides real answers. It helps a person navigate challenges with clarity and purpose instead of looking for people to agree with them. Those who seek guidance look for people who can offer knowledge, advice, and solutions. They do not fear constructive criticism because they know that correction is a path to improvement. They do not rely on empty praise, but instead pursue meaningful insight that will help them move forward. Seeking guidance requires humility, the willingness to learn, and the courage to accept that there is always room for growth. When a person seeks validation, they become trapped in the expectations of others. They begin to shape their actions, choices, and even beliefs based on what will be most accepted. This leads to a life of uncertainty, where every decision is made in fear of judgment. But those who seek guidance are not concerned with pleasing everyone. They focus on what is right, not what is popular. They are not afraid to take difficult paths, as long as those paths lead to wisdom, strength, and truth. The most successful and wise individuals in history did not waste time seeking validation. They did not allow the opinions of others to dictate their potential. Instead, they sought knowledge, learned from those with experience, and allowed their struggles to shape them into something stronger. They understood that true confidence does not come from others agreeing with them. It comes from knowing they are on the right path, regardless of how many people approve. Seeking validation keeps a person stagnant, while seeking guidance leads to real progress. Those who desire true success, wisdom, and strength must learn to value direction over approval. It is better to follow a difficult truth than to embrace a comforting lie. Growth comes from learning, not from being praised. Let your victory speak, not your complaints. The world is filled with voices crying out about hardships, unfairness, and struggles. People complain about their circumstances, their failures, and the obstacles in their way, believing that by speaking about them, they will find relief. But complaints do not change reality. They do not bring success, they do not solve problems, and they do not inspire progress. What truly matters is not how loudly someone speaks about their struggles, but how powerfully they rise above them. Victory speaks louder than any complaint ever could. When a person constantly talks about their problems, they give them power. They focus on what is wrong instead of what can be done to make things right. Complaints do not move a person forward. They keep them stuck in the same place, reliving the same frustrations and expecting change without taking action. But those who achieve true success understand that energy is better spent on solutions rather than on complaints. Instead of using words to describe their struggles, they use actions to overcome them. They let their achievements, their perseverance, and their results tell their story. Success is not given, it is earned. The most respected individuals in any field are not those who spoke the most about their hardships, but those who worked the hardest to overcome them. They did not waste time complaining about the difficulties in their way. They used every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Every setback became a lesson. Every failure became motivation, and every hardship became a stepping stone. They understood that true victory is not in telling people about struggles. It is in showing them what is possible despite those struggles. People are naturally drawn to strength, not complaints. They're inspired by those who refuse to be defeated, who push forward despite adversity, and who let their actions prove their worth. The most powerful messages are not spoken, they are demonstrated. A person who rises above their difficulties without complaining earns respect. Their success tells a story far more powerful than any words of frustration ever could. Those who achieve greatness do not need to explain their hardships because their accomplishments make it clear that they have overcome them. Life will always present challenges, and there will always be reasons to complain. But the question is whether those challenges will be an excuse for failure or a reason to fight harder. Complaints may bring temporary sympathy, but they do not bring change. Only perseverance, hard work, and unwavering determination can do that. Those who truly desire success know that the best response to struggle is not to speak of it, but to conquer it. Victory speaks for itself. It requires no explanation, no justification, and no complaints. It is the proof that hard work, persistence, and faith are far more powerful than any hardship. Instead of wasting time talking about what is wrong, let your actions prove what is possible. Let your success be your voice. Let your victory speak. Let your struggles be the foundation of your strength, not the chains that hold you back. The world does not need to hear about your problems. It needs to see how you overcome them. Every hardship you face carries the potential to shape you into someone greater if you choose to use it. Stop seeking pity and start seeking progress. Stop focusing on what is wrong and start working on what can be made right. The most powerful testimony is not in your suffering, but in your ability to rise above it. So, don't tell people your problems, use them. Let them sharpen your mind, strengthen your will, and fuel your journey to success.